Okay, dokie. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video we're going to go on to Kat Von D's couple new brow products she has, and I will also be reviewing Huda Beauty's new Nudes palette, so keep an eye out for that one. So if you're interested in checking out some of Kat Von D's latest releases, stay tuned. Not sponsored, but I'll tell you one thing. If Coke hit me up for a sponsorship, sign, seal, deliver, I'm yours. I have pictures, no kidding, in my wedding album of me holding a can of Coke, and my mom, they took a picture of me holding it first, and then my mom stole my bridal bouquet, my can of Coke, and my veil, and she was giggling like crazy holding on to all three because those are the most important things in my life. Oh, I got pictures of that from my wedding. I should show you guys. Anyways, let's get started. First off, I'd like to welcome you guys all to my channel. We have, I'm going to welcome back our longtime subscribers, and I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers, and please ignore the phone ringing again. I swear to God Almighty, everybody knows when I'm filming because they start, Shelbie, 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 stop. Anyways, Kat Von D. Okay, I have two of her brow products here. I thought I purchased all three along with the her new brush, but apparently I didn't. So let's just go with what we've got. We're going to try working with these two products. The first one I have here is the 24-Hour Super Brow Longwear Pomade. I purchased this in the color Taupe, and this sells for $19. And Taupe, it says, is for medium to dark blonde hair. Close enough. Okay, let's look up. This one is called the Signature Precision Pencil. Wait, she's got the writing on these in silver, and you can't see them. See that? It's like, unless the light's right, oh, you're blind. Oh, now you're reflecting so much you can barely read it. Oh, blind. Okay, this is the Signature Brow Precision Pencil. It sells for $20. I also got this in the shade Taupe for medium to dark blonde hair. Oh, and I forgot to say, this has 4-star reviews. 267 people have reviewed that one. And the pomade has almost 5-star reviews with 3,525 reviews. Holy shamoly. So this one's really got a banging response on it. Okay, so let's start with the pomade here. It says a Longwear waterproof brow pomade that delivers bold brows with a high-impact, budge-proof look. The power to craft any brow imaginable is finally reality. I'm not going to read all this crap. This is just marketing. Let's see here. And they tell us that Kat uses this every day. Wonderful. Okay, and it is vegan and cruelty-free. So let's go over to the pencil now. Interesting that one has over 3,500 reviews and this one only has 267. Okay, and this is the Longwear waterproof brow pencil with super precise tip for a microblade look you control. And the rest of it is marketing, and it says this product is also vegan and cruelty free, as all of Kat Von D's is. Okay, so let's start off, since the pomade seems to be the hit among everyone. Let's take a look at, okay, so we have I assume a lid that is meant to match the color inside. And then on the bottom it has a very nice label that very clearly reads Taupe and what it is, which I can appreciate. And the top of the cap has the KVD logo on it with some filigree design. And it's not embossed, this is actually raised on here. And it is filled to the brim. So there we go. Let's just, oh wow, this has a lot of slip to it. Ooh, man, oh man, that has a lot of slip to it. Okay, so there is the color Taupe in the pomade. And now let's take a look at the pencil real quick. Wow, that really, it has a lot of viscosity to it. I mean, like in your fingers, almost feels like it has an oily type feel to it, but we'll have to see. I want to check out if that dries down. Okay, let's take a peek at this pencil. Now, for those of you that, haven't been here long and don't know, the pencil that I've been using literally I've probably been using this pencil for, I would say, 2.5, 3 years. And this is Cella. This is by the brand Cella. They only do brow products. And this one's called Tantalizing Taupe. And this is their eyebrow crayon. This is what I've been using for, I think, the entire time on my channel. I used to use Anastasia Beverly Hills until I found this Cella pencil. I think I originally found it like in a BoxyCharm or something like that. But this particular one does not have a spoolie on it. Just let me show you real quick. It has a very, very, very fine micro tip there, as you can see. But I love not only the control I have with this pencil, but how long wearing it, and it's lovely pigmented. So here is Kat Von D's brow pencil. Looks like we're going to have a double end with a spoolie, and oh, now that is different. Okay, I gotta take off my glasses so I can try and describe this. I would describe this, if you look at, like, for instance, Anastasia Beverly Hills, their definer is in like a teardrop shape, and Anastasia Beverly Hills regular pencil is the circle, okay? And then they have the teardrop. This is real high tech here. This one, best way I can describe it, is an oval. Literally. That is what it looks like. And like I said, it's so tiny, I don't think you're going to be able to see that. Yeah. But that's interesting. Do we have a... Yep, and we have a spoolie on the other end that has a cover. That's nice. Okay, let's try the color and the... Ow. Well, you can hopefully see that real thin line there that I'm surprised doesn't have blood coming off of it, because this is, ow, that's the best way I can describe it. I thought, instead of getting the nub, I thought I was on the plastic nib and digging that into my skin, but I wasn't. Okay, what I'm going to do, let's see here, I think... And you guys, please excuse my under eyes right now when you get a close-up of them, because I am testing out Huda Beauty's that Overachiever Concealer. Okay, so just, this isn't the way I normally look. Okay, I think I'm going to use the pencil for the front part, and we'll use the pomade for the back part of the brow, and see if I can get a real crisp, dark line with that pomade, even though I don't normally wear my brows that way. I just want to show you guys the product. So let's zoom in here. So I do have some product out there, as you can see. Because this is so small and fine, I don't want to extend it too much because I don't want to break it. Okay, let's try and get a line down under here. I usually start at the bottom of my brow. Well, actually, I usually start by spooling them up. Okay, I'm just going to show you on this eye here, the same thing. Now I hardly have to touch this to my eyebrow. You see that? I'm hoping you guys can see this. I mean, it leaves... God, I hate this oval shape. This, I really have to push. I mean, look, my eyebrow moving. I mean, I'm having to dig this in. And see how nice that one blended out there? See that? That Cella? This one here, it just, I don't know. I mean, I hardly have to touch this to get this to blend in, whereas this one, I really have to go at it. Okay, well, let's keep going. I'm not gonna... Let's try some upward strokes here. And let's quickly knot. Nothing's happening. Okay, let's try the top of the brow. Let's scratch the upward strokes for now. I mean, I am pushing into this, you guys. And then everything I just did, and I went over it, do you see it anymore? The spoolie literally took it all off. My cella, just real quick. See, I mean, that's putting some color down, and you saw I didn't have to dig into my eyebrow. Now let's see how this one blends out. Using the spoolie the same way. You see what I'm saying, you guys? I mean, this is, you know, you can still see the color here. You can still see the outline of the top of my brow. Here, it's all gone. Okay, let's try it again. I mean, I have to push this. Yeah, I do not like this. I mean, I had to push that so hard and so many times. I like have a waxy buildup line there. And see, trying to get the color on my brows and do brow strokes. Nah. Look at that. I mean, okay, let's just try and blend it out now. And it's hard to blend out because it's so waxy. I'm barely touching it here. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, I can tell you right now, and you know, there are some products that I really have to spend time with before I know whether I like them or not. A brow product is not one of those. I don't like this pencil at all. So let's move on to the pomade and see if we have better luck with that, shall we? Okay, I want to go in with a stiff brush because this pomade appears to have, like I said, a lot of viscosity to it. So I'm going to use this Morphe M160, the 1/8 size, and I'm just going to touch the top. Wow, I just barely touched it and it went in. Hopefully you guys can, if it'll focus, hopefully I'll be able to see that. So what I'm going to actually do is on the top of the lid, I'm going to tap this in here. This is what I've always done working with pomades. I always use the top of the lid to really work it through the brush because I don't want a big globby amount just sitting on the end. Okay, now I'm going to try and do the same thing with the pomade that I was trying to do with the pencil. So let's start right under my brow and screw it up first off, but that's okay. I will say that this has a much more taupe, what I would consider traditional taupe color to it than the, I'm just going back into the lid again here. Actually, let me pick up a little bit more of the pomade back in the lid, work it around, and then I hold on to this lid and leave that amount in the lid, so when I want a little bit more, I just go in and pick it up out of the lid. But I would say this has more of a traditional taupe tone to it than the pencil did. And that's what concealer's for. Man, this is dark. I'm not used to brows this dark. Okay, well, I will say this much. This dries fast. It dries very fast, as you can see from that underline there that I did of my brow. So I'm really going to dig into this to try and get it to move. And same with the top line of my brow. Wow. Geez. Okay, I'm gonna try the bottom line here. Yeah, see, it's even dried in the lid already. Whereas when I used to do this with my Anastasia Brow Pomade, it didn't. It would stay wet in there even when I came back the next time to use it. It would still be pliable in the lid. This is not. Yeah, I don't. Oh man. I don't want to be negative, but I'm not liking this either. When you lay it down, it's like there's no time to, even on my brush here and the lid, like it's dry. I mean, just that quick. So I have a feeling that that is because of the fact that this is waterproof. But the downside, you know, which is great, but the downside to that is you don't have any playtime with it. It just lays the pigment down on your brow. It's like ba-bam. And let's see if I can now blend this in without it. I mean, like, I don't like my brows. I don't like block brows. You know what I mean? Man, I'm really having to tug into these. Just that little bit I laid down. I'm really having to dig into my brows to move it around. Look at that. I mean, watch this. I'm just going to lay a little bit down here, okay? Just a tiny bit I put there. Now, a normal pomade, in my experience, I would be able to move this around, okay? Like if I did this going high up above my brow like I'm doing right now, I could extend it up here above my brow. That is not happening with this product. I'm kind of even afraid to leave the lid open while I'm working with it because it dries so fast. And because it dries so fast, each time I want to go back into the pot for more, I'm basically having to clean off my brush and all the product that's on my brush, because if I don't, it's building up. Oh yeah, just come racing by on my street. Make sure and leave your address while you're at it so I can come by and do it to you too. Okay, let's try this here. Yeah, see, I mean, it just, bam, it just applies the color. Look at that. I mean, there's no way to be delicate with this product, you guys. At least, not that I'm seeing. Okay, now it's not dry yet, hopefully. Let's see if I can work it around. You know who I think this product would be good for? This product would be really good for people who don't have brow hairs. Because once you lay it down, I mean, you can literally just paint this on and it's gonna stay. But see, look at that. I can't even go back. There's still more product on my brush, but I can't go back and work with it more because it's dried on my brush. And that's going to drive me insane. You know how long it takes me to do my brows if I have to clean the damn brush off and apply more pomade each time? On top of the fact of what a waste of product it is. I mean, this dries fast, you guys. Now I'm trying to put I don't normally go on my skin here, but I'm trying to put a little bit on my skin to see how it'll, oh, yuck. Sorry, it's just, I hope you can see this. I'm gonna zoom in here, but it just gets, see how it's all clumpy, and let's see what happens when I take the spoolie now. Oh, I just don't like the feeling of this at all. I think this would be a wonderful brow product for somebody who doesn't have brows, who needs or doesn't have a lot of brow hairs, and that you need, you know, you want a nice clean shape and you want something that's gonna last. Because see, like now I'm really digging into this, trying to spread this color out. And I don't know if you can see all the chunks of color coming off above my brow or not, but I mean, it's just, it's adhered. Oh. The other thing, I mean, like I said, I hate to be a negative Nancy here, but I don't like my brows to be really dark. And there's no way. I wear taupe. I don't wear blonde because it's too warm for me. And there's no way to get this, you know, I mean, I'm like digging it, like, look at that. I mean, I'm digging into my brows trying to pull some of that color off. And as you can see, she ain't going nowhere. If you like a very strong, defined brow, you know, I'm not going to say this is a bad product because it's not. It has some features to it that I just don't care for. Like now, here again, you know, if I want more product, I have to clean my brush off because the product's already dried onto it. Go back in. I want to try and clean this up real quick. I'll have to clean that up with some, but can you see how thick that looks on there? I hope you can see that. Because like for instance, I had some pomade on the tail here already, and when I went over it again, the best way I can describe it is it built on top of itself. This is such a heavy duty product, and it adheres so strongly that it's like putting a, you know, when you layer a foundation, it builds on top of itself. This builds on top of itself. Now let's see if I can kind of get some of that out of there. I mean, it's, look at that. It's freaking, holy cow. You know, this has its uses. Like I said, there's, you know, I see this being wonderful for people who need something waterproof, whether you're on stage or, you know, you're an Olympic swimmer or a, you know, synchronized swimmer. I mean, this type of product would be wonderful because you can get a nice, strong, defined brow so people can see, you know, your brow definition from wherever they're at, and it's waterproof. But I don't know that it's my favorite because I just don't have the flexibility in working with the product of what I want from a brow pomade. But you know, that's the thing with products, is it's one of those things, you know, when you're working with a new product, did it cut out a nice brow? What do you guys think? I mean, I think it cut out a nice brow. Unfortunately, I should have just left this one. Here, let me comb everything out of this one so you guys can see just before and after. Because my brows literally have no color to them. Well, I can't get it all out, but you get the idea. So there's before and after. And this one just has pomade on it. There's no pencil in there. The pencil to me is useless. The pomade has a use, but the pencil I don't like at all. I'll tell you that much right now. And I can understand why it only has 200 reviews compared to 3,500 of this one. So what do you think? I mean, in my personal opinion, it cut out a real nice brow. It has a learning curve to work with it, no question. You really have to use a very sparing amount. I got crumbles of it all over my cheek and face. You have to use a very sparing amount of it, so I imagine this will last a very long time. I don't know, to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to shoot it down right now. I am going to continue working with it to see, you know, I'm going to give it a shot and play around with it and see if I can get used to working with this type of medium, I guess is what I'm saying. Because this is very different than what I'm accustomed to with a pomade. This has, you know, the best way I can describe it to you is think full-on waterproof. You lay a line down, and if there's air hitting that line that you've just laid down, it's going to dry, and it's going to dry quick. You know, if you need something that has a real strong adhesion and has a lot of pigment and that the pigment can be built up, then this would work wonderful. I mean, you know, there's no question, because it definitely builds on itself. It definitely dries down quickly, and it sticks to skin and hair alike. So anyways, okay, well, let me finish up my other brow and I'll be right back. Hey guys, I think I'm done. Let me put some clear brow gel. I'm just going to use the Tarteist brow gel here, which is just clear. Not that I think I need it, because yeah, this stuff is industrial strength. Let's just put it that way. So let's just get some of it. I don't like this brow at all. I could not get the color. You know, this one's okay, but I couldn't get the color balanced on this one and spread out right, and I couldn't get the shape right. So they're not even related today. I'm not gonna say the one word everybody says they are, because honest to God, I'm so sick of hearing that right now. I could puke. Let's just call them cousins, shall we? Oh boy, I'll tell you. Wait until I get that palette. I have a few things to say. Okay. So my first impression, I'm not going to give an actual review opinion on the pomade, because it does have a learning curve to work with it. I want to work with it some more and see what I think of it. I will tell you that my hands are a mess from, you know, I mean, and this stuff, I'm not kidding you. Like, this is industrial strength, you guys. When you put it on, it stays. If you want an eyeliner that's gonna stay, you want to draw directions on your face, or pretty pictures on your face, or what. Yeah, if you want something that's gonna stay, this pomade's gonna stay. Now, when it comes to the pencil, I don't like the pencil at all. You know, it's so hard. And you know, personally, I don't like having to, you know, I don't want to etch my brows out. I'd like to just, you know, whereas like with my cello pencil, I mean, look at this. I just barely touch it. Look at that. And I have color. That's what I like from a brow pencil. I don't want one that I have to grind in and almost draw blood to get a line of color. That brow pencil, this Kat Von D one, is very much like that. As well, I do not like the shape of it. Anyway, so for me, the brow pencil is definitely not something I'm going to continue to use. I'll probably give it to Bree, because she has, you know, Bree and her eyebrows. And Bree can make anything work with her eyebrows. And she has got some beautiful eyebrows. Anyways, so she'll probably enjoy that. But, you know, for me, it's not something I'm going to like. Now, when it comes to this pomade is really a tricky one. Like I said, this has a learning curve, in my opinion. It is highly pigmented, and you put it down, it's not going anywhere. I mean, it's on there. Waterproof, it definitely is. You know, the only thing that I just don't care for it is I don't have the flexibility of getting different colors out of this. It's very difficult to. And like, for instance, here, I'm just going to take my cello pencil. Like right here, I tried to get color in, you probably can't see it, but there's like a patch of color missing here and a little bit here and here. I'm just going to real lightly go over it with my cello pencil, because I tried to get those areas to just put a little bit of the pomade in those areas where I was missing color, and each time I went back and tried to do that, it built on top of itself. So instead of, you know, giving me just a little fill in there where I wanted it, it was bulking up. Other than that, I'm gonna have to wait and see. I really am, because this one, I'm on the fence with it right now. We're here right now just for my final thoughts on Kat Von D's two brow products I tried out, the Signature Brow Precision Pencil and the 24-Hour Super Brow Longwear Pomade. So let's zoom in and get a peek, shall we? Look at them brows. Now, I have to say, I've had this on, hang on, let's look at how long, first off. It is 7:45 right now, so I've had this on now for only 4.5 hours. It hasn't been that long. If I can learn to work with this, I'll probably really like it. It's just a matter of, you know, it's real tricky in applying just enough and not too much, and being able to blend it out and learning how to blend it out is definitely a product that has a learning curve as far as I'm concerned. With this, I actually have to kind of think my way through it, and I have to be very precise and careful with what I'm doing, because once you lay down that color and it dries, it ain't moving. I mean, it is not moving. Excuse me, I need a drink. Coke break. Not that kind of Coke. Get your minds out the gutter. I think if you are, like for instance, you know, a lot of women over 40 were going through menopause. We sweat a lot. Miserable, breakout hot sweats. And trust me, until you go through it, you have no clue how miserable it is. I think a product like this is a godsend because no matter how much you sweat, it's not going anywhere. If you work in an industry where you're sweating a lot, let's say you're a physical trainer, you're a swim coach, what have you, anything that you require waterproof products, I think this would be a godsend for you because it definitely stays where you put it. I haven't gotten in the shower to test whether it's technically waterproof or not, but just gauging from how difficult it is to remove from my hand when I swatched on my hand and, you know, how it's staying where it is with my sweating, I probably tend to believe the claim. So it's just, for me, it's a trick in learning how to apply it, because if you just go in and go ham, you're going to have a painted on black eyebrow. I mean, it's got that much pigment to it. It's got that much adhesion to it where it's going to stick where you put it. So if you let's say you're doing your eyebrow and your kid bumps you and you go, ugh, you're going to have a going up there until you have makeup remover and really go at it. It's going to be there a while. Okay, so, that's one I'll continue to work with. I think, this brow I'm not real happy with because it's kind of doing its own thing. But this brow is not too bad in my opinion. I was able to get a little bit of it faded out, but it is difficult to get it to fade. There's no problem getting it to build. The trick is getting it to fade. Now when it comes to the signature brow pencil, I don't like this at all. I'm sorry, I just don't. I handed it to Brie and asked her if she wanted it because technically I purchased it for her even though I reviewed it. I do that all the time. And she took it on her hand and went like this and she goes, it's not doing anything. And she was literally, like with a crayon writing on her hand because she always wants to test the color because she wants taupe. She doesn't want blonde, just like me. Anyways, and she couldn't get, she was having to really grind this thing into her hand to get color off of it. So I don't know if we just got a bad one or if this is just not a good formula. But I'll tell you, I couldn't get the color to come off on my brows when I was using it. I was grinding this thing into my skin and couldn't get color to come off of it. So I don't know. I don't know, but I don't like it. Like I said, maybe I got a bad one. Maybe I've got one that's just gone solid hard and doesn't want to release any pigment from it. I don't know, but I don't like it, the one I have, what I used. And the other thing that I'm not particularly crazy about, I can work with it if I got pigmentation out of the product itself, is the shape of it. Picture this oval shape. If you pick up the pencil and you're going in to do a thin line, say to outline the bottom of your brow, and you go in with the pencil like this, you're getting a big thick line. So you have to remember to turn the pencil sideways so that the oval is laying horizontally, not vertically. I hope that makes sense. So would I purchase this again? No, I wouldn't. This is, unless I've got one that's just bad, and that's a possibility, that happens. But that is not good. So it's really strange to have one product that is so incredibly pigmented and lays down almost too much pigment and another that won't lay down any. That's kind of my scoop on that. I do want to get her powder to try because I have not I haven't used a brow powder since my first Anastasia kit that I purchased, and I've heard hers is a little bit different than the standard, which I would expect from Kat Von D. And I'd also like to try her brush, her eyebrow brush, because that looks really unique. So anyways, that's it for now, you guys. I hope you like this review on her brow products and the demo I gave you on it. You know, out of these two products, if I had to pick, I would definitely say the pomade, but be prepared that you just can't go straight painting it on unless you really want high emphasis, high impact brows, then you can get that very easily. And by the way, I forgot to mention, let me look, because if I remember correctly, her pomade comes in many different colors and not just your standard 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 colors. And of that 16, 8 of them are what you would consider not standard colors. Like there's white, yellow, red, blue, green, purple, pink, and kind of a plum color. So, you know, if you're on top of the standard colors, so, you know, if you're looking to do costuming or you just like, you have colorful brows, and like I said, you don't have any hair and you need, you know, something that adheres to the skin, this is going to do it for you. Okay, so that's it, you guys. I love you. I hope wherever you're at in the world, life is treating you well. And if you're having struggles, you're beating the bitches back and persevering. Remember, never give up, never give in. Don't let people discourage you or tell you you cannot do something. If you set your mind to what you want to do, you can accomplish anything. And remember, when you're out in the world, treat those you encounter with love and respect, because they, like you, have feelings and can be hurt too. I love you guys. Happy holidays, and until next time, mwah, love you.